Good evening and welcome to the Millennium stage. Please help me welcome the producer of this Broadway series, ASCAP's Director of Musical Theater, Michael Kirker.
Thank you. Good evening. ASCAP, of course, is a songwriters organization. These past few nights, we presented some of the finest young composers and lyricists of the American musical theater. But of course, what would those songwriters be without great artists to interpret and give life to their work? And that's what tonight is all about. You're about to meet two extremely gifted theater performers. They're from Australia. They've actually come all the way from Australia to be here this evening. And I must tell you that they gave a dazzling completely enthralled with them. I'm thrilled to be able to say that they're making their American concert debut here at the Kennedy Center under the ASCAP series. Please welcome Ashleigh Rubenach and Stephen.
All my life has been a series of doors in my face, and then suddenly I bump into you.
That's so funny, because I've been searching my whole life to find my own place. And maybe it's the party talking or the chocolate fondue.
But with you,
I found my place.
I see your face,
and it's nothing like I've ever known before. Love is an open door. Love is an open door. So much like me, drinks again. Our mental synchronization can have but one explanation. You
and I
were
just
meant to be.
Say
goodbye to the pain. We don't have to feel it anymore. Love is an open door. Love is an open door. Like me so much more. With you, love is an open door. Now, I know we just kicked off with American accents, but you're going to be hearing our Australian accents when we talk to you this evening. Because Ash and I are both from Sydney, Australia.
Thank you guys so much for braving the cold and coming out to see us here tonight. And we're also going to say a bit of a thank you to everyone watching back home in Sydney. It's 10 a.m, so good morning. And I suppose we'll get on with the show.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Love is an open door.
All right. To kick us off, I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Miss Ashleigh Rubenach.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, so as I said, thank you guys so much for having us here in Washington, D.C. It is our first time here. Steve and I actually both grew up as next-door neighbours in Sydney. So we met when we were 1. So we were little tiny babies. We've known each other for 21 years. And to be in Washington, I mean, what an absolute thrill. We were walking around, Chris, Steve and I, yesterday. We saw some of the beautiful things in your city. We saw the Washington Monument. We saw the Lincoln Memorial. We saw the White House. And I kept saying that my brain couldn't reconcile that I was here in a place that I'd only ever seen in films and on television. I kept feeling like I had to pinch myself, didn't I, Chris?
So how do you feel?
How do I feel? Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're cozy and clinging. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bell, I'd be ringing. From the moment we kissed tonight, that's the way I just gotta behave. Boy, if I were a lamp, I'd light, and if I were a banner, I'd wave. Ask me, how do I feel? Little me with my quiet upbringing. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a gate, I'd be swinging. Or if I were a watch,
porch, I'd start popping my spring. Or if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding dong, ding. Ask me how do I feel from this chemistry lesson I'm learning. Well, sir, all I can say is if I were a bridge, I'd be burning. Yes, I knew my morale would crack from the wonderful way that you looked. Boy, if I were a duck, I'd quack. And if I were a goose, I'd be cooked. Ask me, how do I feel? Ask me now that we're fondly caressing. Pal, if I were a salad, I know I'd be splashing my dressing. Ask me how to describe this whole beautiful thing. Well, if I were a bell, I'd go ding dong, ding dong, I used to dream that I would discover the perfect lover someday. I knew I'd recognize him if ever he came round my way. I always used to fancy then he'd be one of the godlike kind of men, with a giant brain and a noble head, like the heroes bold in the books I read. Then along came Bill, who's not the type at all. You'd meet him on the street and never notice him. His form and face, his manly grace are not the kind that you would find in a statue. And I can't explain, it's surely not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because he's wonderful, because he's just old Bill. He can't play golf or tennis or polo or sing a solo or row. He isn't half as handsome as dozens of men that I know. He isn't tall and straight and slim, and he dresses far worse than Ted or Jim. And I can't explain why he should be just the one man in the world for me. He's just my Bill, an ordinary boy. He hasn't got a thing that I can brag about, and yet to be up on his knee, so comfy and roomy, feels natural to me. And I can't explain, it's surely not his brain that makes me thrill. I love him because he's, I don't know. Because he's just my Bill. sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin, 'cause I've got you under my skin. For the sake of having you near, in spite of a warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin, 'cause I've got you under my skin. How can I win? You're under my skin.
Thank you. So something that is really, really special for Steve and I is to come to the US and sing songs that were written here and made famous here, because obviously we don't get that as much at home. So the three songs I've just sung for you then were from some of the greatest composers of the American songbook. You've heard a song by Cole Porter, by Frank Lesser and Jerome Kern. But now I'd love to sing you a song by one of my favourite contemporary musical theatre teams, and they're also a favourite of the ASCAP family. And that's the wonderful thing about ASCAP, is they foster and promote these new writers who are writing the classic songs of the future Great American Songbook. So this team is Lynn Ahrens and Stephen Flaherty, and I'm going to sing a song from their show called Ragtime.
Was a time our happiness seemed never-ending. I was so sure that where we were headed was right. Life was a road so certain and straight and unbending. Our little road with never a crossroad in sight. Back in the days when we spoke in civilized voices, women in white and sturdy young men at the oar. Back in the days when I let you make all my choices, we can never go back to before. There was a time my feet were so solidly planted, you'd sail away while I turned my back to the sea. I was content, a princess asleep and enchanted. If I had dreams, then I let you dream them for me. Back in the days when everything seemed so much clearer, women in white who revealing that they might have a feeling, or they might have been wrong. There are people out there unafraid to feel sorrow, unafraid of tomorrow, unafraid to be weak, unafraid to be strong. There was a time when you were the person in motion. I was your wife, it never occurred to one more. You were my sky, my moon, and my stars, and my ocean. We can never go back to before. We can never go back to when all the world is a hopeless jumble and the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the rain. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't Hey, old friend, what do you say, old friend? Are we okay, old friend? Are we or are we unique?
time goes by, everything else keeps changing. You and I, we get continued next week. Most friends fade or they don't make the grade. New ones are quickly made, and in a pinch sure they'll do. But us, old friend, what's to discuss, old friend, here's to us, who's like us, There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's eye, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the cattle are standing like statues. All the cattle are standing like statues. They don't turn their heads as they see me ride by. But a little brown maverick is winking her eye. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. All the sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, it don't miss a tree. And an old weeping willow is laughing at me. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way. Oh, what a beautiful day. Thank you. The first person I actually heard sing that song was Hugh Jackman, who's a fellow Aussie, and Hugh grew up in a similar part of Sydney to where Ash and I grew up, and we were actually lucky enough to train at the same drama school when Ash and I finished high school together. And I think also similarly to Hugh, you know, when you come from Australia and you want to be an actor or a singer or a performer, you have to, you know, if you really want to make it big, you have to look out beyond Sydney and beyond Australia, which means to America or to Europe. And so it's amazing for us to be here in Washington and to rehearse in New York, because for us, those are the places that dreams are made of. And the excitement you feel about thinking about possibly performing in either of those places one day is a feeling that I think is captured in this next song. Everything has its season, everything has its time. Show me a reason, and I'll soon show you a rhyme. Cats fit on the windowsill, children fit in the snow. Why do I feel I don't fit in anywhere I go? Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Every man has his daydreams, every man has his goals. People like the way dreams have of sticking to the soul. Thunderclouds have their lightning, nightingales have their song. Don't you see, I want my life to be something more than long. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. So many men seem destined to settle for something small, but I won't rest until I know I've had it all. So don't ask where I'm going, just listen when I'm gone. Far away you'll hear me singing softly to the dawn. Rivers belong where they can ramble. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner of the sky. Thank you. Now, for these next two, when we came over to work with our wonderful musical director Chris Denny, yes, thank you. Ash and I both brought a whole lot of different songs by American composers that we might like to sing, and Chris loves to challenge us. And these next two songs are actually songs that I've never performed in front of the public before. So we thought while we're challenging ourselves by singing our first concert at the Kennedy Center, we may as well challenge ourselves a little bit further in case that wasn't scary enough, and try out some new material. So I hope you enjoy these next two. I touch your hands and my arms grow strong, like a pair of birds that burst with song. My eyes look down at your lovely face, and I hold the world in your embrace. Younger than springtime are you, softer than starlight are you, warmer than winds of June are the gentle lips you gave me. Gayer than laughter are you, sweeter than music are you, angel and lover, heaven and earth are you to me. And when your youth and joy invade my arms and fill my heart as now they do, then younger than springtime am I, gayer than laughter am I, angel and lover, heaven and earth am I. When your youth and joy invade my arms and fill my heart as now they do, then younger than springtime am I, gayer than laughter master am I, angel and lover, heaven and earth am I with It started out like a song. It started quiet and slow with no surprise. And then one morning I woke to realize we had a good thing going. It's not that nothing went wrong. Some angry moments, of course, but just a few. And only moments, no more, because we knew we had a good thing going. And if I wanted too much, was that such a mistake at the time? You never wanted enough. Okay, tough, I don't make that a crime. And while we're going along, you take for granted some love will wear away. We took for granted a lot, but still I say it could have kept on growing instead of just kept on. We had a good thing going. Thank you very much. And just before I bring Ashleigh out again, I'm going to sing a fun little arrangement of a classic Cole Porter song, which I think has more lyrics in it than all the rest of the songs we've done tonight combined. So wish me luck. The night is young, the skies are clear. So if you want to go walking, dear, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. I understand the reason why you're sentimental, 'cause so am I. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's lovely. You can tell at a glance what a swell night this is for romance. You can hear dear Mother Nature murmuring low, let yourself go. So please be sweet, my chickadee, and when I kiss you just say to me, it's delightful, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's delirious. It's dilemma, it's the limit, it's deluxe, it's the lovely. Time marches on, and soon it's plain. You've won my heart, and I've lost my brain. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. Life seems so sweet that we decide it's in the bag to get unified. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's still lovely. See the crowd in that church, see the proud parson plopped on his perch. Get the sweet beat of that organ sealing our doom. Here comes the groom, boom, how they cheer and how they smile as we go galloping down that aisle. It's divine, dear, it's divine, dear, it's the wunderbar, it's the victory, it's the valor, it's the winner, it's the voice, it's the lovely. The night is tired, and so we take a few hours off to eat wedding cake. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. She feels so fine to be a bride. And how's the groom? Well, he's slightly fried. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. To the pop of champagne, off we pop in our plush little plane, till a bright light through the darkness cozily calls. Niagara Falls, all's well, my sweet, our day's complete. And what a beautiful bridal suite. It's dreamy, it's drowsy, it's the reverie, it's the rhapsody, it's the regal, it's the royal, it's the Ritz, it's the lovely. We settled down as man and wife to solve the riddle called married life. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. We're on the crest, we have no cares, we're just a couple of honey bears. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. All's as right as can be, till one night through my window I see an absurd bird with a parcel hung on his nose. Get baby clothes. Those eyes of yours, they fill with joy as nurse appears and cries, it's a boy. He's appalling, he's appealing, he's a pollywog, he's a paragon, he's a Popeye, he's a panic, he's a pip, he's the lovely. Our son grows up, he's 6'3", he's so good looking, he looks like me. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. He's such a hit, that son of ours, that all the dowagers send him flowers. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's the lovely. So sublime is his breast, that in time Steven Spielberg no less makes a night flight to New York and tells him he should go Hollywood. Good God, today he gets such pay. The Taylor Swift is his fiancée. It's delightful, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's delirious, it's the Valip, it's the Venner, it's the Voice, it's the Regal, it's the Royal, it's the Ritz, it's the Lemma, it's the Limit, it's the Lux, it's the lovely. Thank you. All right, I think it's time to welcome Ashleigh back out onto the stage. And before we launch into our last song, there's just a few people that we really need to thank. And I'll start in Australia, since that's where we're from, but Mary Lopez and everyone at the Talent Development Project who helped get us over here, and of course the incomparable Michael Kirker and everybody at ASCAP who've just been a huge support to us, and it takes quite a lot of people to organise getting 2 Australians to come out here and to perform for you all. So we would just like to offer our heartfelt thanks to all of those people.
Thank you. We would also love to thank everyone here at the Kennedy Centre and the Millennium stage, everyone backstage, sound, lighting, everyone that's made it possible for us to be performing here. It's an experience that Steve and I will never forget. And last but not least, we have to thank the incomparable Chris Denny, our musical director and friend, who is, in my opinion, the best in the business. We could not have asked for anyone better, so we're very, very grateful.
And of course, we'd be a bit remiss if we didn't thank all of you lovely people for coming out here on this freezing cold night. And everyone back in Australia, where it is definitely not so freezing, but everyone who's tuning in, thank you so much. Your support means a lot to us. And now we're going to leave you with We've performed a whole lot of American songs for you tonight, but I think it would be a little strange if we didn't perform at least one song by an Australian composer. So this is sort of a bit of an unofficial anthem for our country, and it's by the wonderful Australian songwriter Peter Allen. I've been to cities that never close down, from New York to Rio and old London town. But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia home.
I'm always traveling, I love being free, and so I keep leaving the sun and the sea, but my heart lies waiting over the foam. I still call Australia home.
All the sons and daughters spinning round the world, away from their family and friends.
As the world gets older and colder, it's good to know where your journey ends.
Someday we'll all be together once more, when all of the ships come back to the shore. I realize something I've always known, I still call Australia home. All the sons and daughters